Hello and welcome, I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. We are on episode 1 of the brand new series called the Record Breaker Campaign. So we're going to play the game on normal, even though I like to usually play on difficult just to make it a little bit harder. Since we're trying to break all records and the game has to be played on at least normal, we're going to play on normal. We're going to play as the Magyars. Now, the reason we're going to choose the Magyars, even though I've already played a series called Hungary, is because they are the best when it comes to massive world conquest expansion. They have the best Casus Belli, and they also have the best starting army, and they have the creation of Hungary decision, which is fantastic at boosting up your initial army, even in like the year 870. So we're going to do as best as we can to conquer and crush as many of the goals in the Paradox Forum thread, and we're going to go from there. We're not allowed to use a ruler designer because that's one of the rules, so we're going to play as this fella. Now, if you've seen Hungary, you might notice that I have more troops than I did the last time I did this, and that's because, surprisingly, the Hungarians, or the Magyars as they're called right now, were buffed since the last time I did this, so this should be even easier than before. Now, we're going to also game the thing a little bit. We're going to take the ambition right away to become exalted among men, not get married, because we're going to get married, just like I did in the previous playthrough, to a couple princesses of Cumania. We're going to take the one, I think, that's going to give us... we're allowed to have a couple concubines, but... Cumania. I think we want Cumania, if I'm not mistaken. House Cumania. There's a current Khan over here who controls Cumania. Having an ally early on, potentially getting some claims, would be good. So we could take her. She's got 10 stewardship, which would be nice. Stewardship may be important. I like her diplomacy, though. She's just a random seer of House Flatinifer. I actually think I want the diplomacy more than I want... We would actually lose prestige for that, though. So no, we have to marry this princess. Or do we? I really am interested in that diplomacy. The problem with this princess is that she's got 1 diplomacy, and I'm going to get half of that stat. So she would give me 11 bonus diplomacy to my state attribute, which would give me an extra like 5 or 6 opinion with everybody. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to take the 100-point loss, because when we marry... must not marry an infidel. She'll do it anyway. That's funny. Now, my son, we're also going to get married, and he will marry the Princess of Cumania, because we're going to get prestige from both of them. We're going to raise up the armies. We're going to send all of them here, except that we're going to take the main 3, and we're going to go here, here, and here. Now, I am playing with 3 mods. However, these mods do not change the checksum, so they are permitted for the sake of this playthrough. So we're going to create a wall here. Notice how there's this impassable terrain, preventing any unit from going from, say, this county to this county. So by planting my units here, here, and here, which if I'm not mistaken is where I sent them. Nope, it's not. It's a good thing I checked. I actually want to go here, here, and here. That means that they can only engage me in one of these 3. They have to either go around, or they have to engage one of those 3 bigger armies. Now, I do want to make sure that these big armies have a good commander each. Right, there's me, my son, and my courtier. That's good. We already have the best people in charge. My marshal's not going to do anything. My son. That's fine. Let's see. My chief. I want to... you know what? Actually, I want to release my troops again. And I want to improve relations with people. How can we improve relations before we actually do this? We're not allowed to revoke anything. We currently control the Kingdom of the Magyars, which is a titular title. It's tribal, meaning that it doesn't have any de jure vassals. It just makes us a king. We have no duchies, and I can't create a duchy. It's too expensive. So I can't give land away in order to improve vassal opinion to get a higher army. These 2 each have 2 counties each, so they're more important than this guy. This guy is at 61 already. Ooh, this guy's already at 100. Perfect. He's content. That's very fortunate for me. So we'll focus our efforts on this guy. We're going to award an honorary title to him. Make him the Kunder or something. We'll also make him the master, the cupbearer. Get him up to 91. And we'll even also allow him to be the master of the blade. So we'll cap out his opinion. We're going to do the same thing with this guy. We'll make him the Ishad and the master of the bow. And then we're going to send him a gift. It's expensive, but getting that opinion up is pretty important. I don't have any children for him to educate, so I can't get him any higher. But that's going to increase the overall levy that we gain from vassals by quite a bit. So now we'll raise up our troops. And now we will send them all to, say, here. You guys all go there, and you guys all go there. And take those 3 one more time to here, here, and here. And actually, I'm not so sure I like that river crossing idea. I think we'll go there. Now he will raise troops right away. And we're going to invade very, very cautiously because there's a right way and a wrong way to do this. So since we got married, we get 200 prestige. So I lost 100 to marry this random girl, but we gained 200. So we actually have a net gain of 100. And here's the other 200 prestige. We're not going to take the money. We want the prestige. We actually also have an ally we could call. I doubt that he'd respond yes. Actually, he would. Maybe. Well, we'll give it a shot. In fact, we might even be able to get more... slightly more levy because of the bonus opinion from having prestige. And there's our first battle. And our goal is to just carpet siege everything. We're going to abuse the invasion CB. He answered the call. We're going to abuse this invasion CB to max out the conquest speed. Now hopefully we get lucky and this Bulgaria doesn't actually like start to fall apart before we can conquer the entire thing. Sometimes you can get the entire thing and other times half of it ends up going independent or in a separate war that we're not part of, and it really slows down our ability to conquest. But what we want to do is we want to siege behind everything. Just enough men to siege. We're not going to assault with any of these armies. It's not about... like, to conquer as fast as possible, it's not really about assaulting it and getting it quickly. It's about getting it efficiently. So we want to use this army. 70% chance to become kind, and we didn't get it. That's unfortunate. Kind would have been a very good trait for us. So he's going to go around, which buys us some time. I actually like it better when he actually engages me, but... no, he's going to try to go all the way around the mountains. Come back up through Peremyshil into Gaelic into Terrabolv. He might start sieging in Gaelic, but he's more likely, I think, to come after my back armies. In which case, we'll just use this one to come back. Now, we only need the top holding of each county. We don't need to siege the cities and bishoprics below. So, I'm thinking I'm just going to advance this army over here. And we're going to keep on using these 3 main armies like, essentially like guard dogs to protect these smaller armies. And since I saw that majority of his army move forward, I think I'll actually split this army roughly in half and advance some of it down there and start moving this one forward. I only need just enough men to siege. And we should see that army come around out of the fog of war soon. Now the key to keeping this thing together while I'm attacking it, we start off automatically in this invasion. It's just how the game works. The key is that if I crush his army in combat, then his vassals will rebel against him. So we actually want to siege all of his vassals as best we can before prompting combat. Unfortunately, he's going to cause combat to happen. He's going to engage us in about a month. But I can scare him away from that by doing this. Or not. He's still going to... oh, that's the wrong army, that's why. That'll scare him off. I want to prevent him from doing that. I don't want to fight him. And I'm not actually going to allow the army to arrive there. I think I'm going to just click it off. And I'm going to keep playing this chicken game with him. While we chain siege everything that he owns. Okay, in this case we will allow it to arrive. And then how can I force this army away? Because again, okay, I'm trying to explain this while I'm doing it, of course, but if I crush the army, then these guys will rebel, and then I'm going to get less land overall from the conquest. Here comes the Kumanian army, which is fantastic. I think in the first playthrough they didn't actually support me. So I'm glad to see that they are. November 3rd, November 8th. That's good. That is quite ideal. Now, he might come after this army. We'll see where he goes after he gets to the next county. Yeah, I think he's coming after this one, which is interesting. Wants to engage me in the plains. So I'm going to leave one army behind. And then we'll play the chicken game here again. Just by saying that we're going to go there. He doesn't know where to move. Where do I go? This army will move up there. Now it looks like he's coming over here to Karvuna. So we'll advance an army here. And temporarily, I think I'm just going to keep all these armies together since this is a little bit dangerous. And are you going to go ruin my fun and actually siege them? This army can't actually be split because it's just a single big flank. But if my ally comes down and actually crushes this army, it might ruin my overall plan. Okay, where are you going from here? Oh, he's actually coming into Karvuna. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. January 11th. So what I'm going to do is wait until like January 8th. And then click here to scare him. And just keep waiting. Oh, now he's going to cross a huge river into Turnu. Which is actually probably the best opportunity for me to engage him. And my ally is assaulting, which is funny. I don't know that actually is going to work out well for me. Because if we offer peace, we take all occupied territory, take or vassalize all titles. My ally sieging, I don't know that works in my favor. This might really mess up the playthrough. Okay, though, let's let the combat. Let's go ahead and do it. We'll allow the battle to happen. He's doing a major river crossing. It's terrible strategy. And then from there, let's just jump on and make sure we have a good force to just really crush him and lose as few troops as possible. I'm only using one flank, so there's a lot of damage bonuses that we're taking. It's very important that we get a large amount here. And we totally slaughtered that army. Captured some duke. Doesn't have enough money, so I'm going to send him 2 gifts. 35, 35 is 70. Yep, that'll work. So I send him 2 gifts, and then ransom him. And I can actually gain money from that. Alright, now this is the scary part. If I crush too many of his armies, we'll see the rebellions. This is what I'd prefer, for the guy to just attach himself to my army. That gives me a lot more control. I don't want him to do the sieging. I'd rather do it myself. Not quite enough of an army there. Barely. Can we take just a few men? 29 is not enough. $51 might do it. No, not quite. I'm really trying to min-max this here. And we want to siege every county if possible. And his own holdings are here, so we might be able to siege some of these. Can siege that one. We captured a bishop. That's good. More money. No plots that we know of yet. This money we could use for prestige, which I think is going to be a good idea. These duchies over here might make sense to create. Although creating this duchy here... No, this guy already likes me a lot, but I do think it makes sense. I'm going to create the duchy. And then just give it to him. Because it's a lot of money, but that 200 prestige is going to get me very close to being exalted among men already. No, I'm going to hold off. I don't want to do it yet. We'll do that soon. Probably after we end this war. Because I want to have as many vassals as possible to experience the exalted among men bonus. We're already at 96% war score. We could almost win this war right now, but it's not the right move. You don't want to end it yet. And since most of this army is actually the Comanian army, I think I will assault. We're going to lose a few troops, but not enough to really matter. We'll just go through and siege the top holding of each of them. Did I send the whole thing over on accident? Shoot. And you're going to advance to me? Yeah, he's still coming. Not sure why he thought it would be a good idea. Okay, doing pretty good. Thank you, Comanian army, for helping out with my world conquest. And record breaking. Unfortunately, I'm sieging kind of like all of his sub-vassals. A little bit, so hopefully none of them get any bad, crazy ideas. We just captured a girl, princess, 17-year-old lowborn pregnant girl. We would not gain anything by doing that, so we'll just try to ransom her. Nope, can't ransom her. So we'll just keep her in prison. It doesn't hurt to have her in prison, and you never know, we might be able to get something out of it at some point. I think I broke off that siege right before it ended. That's really unfortunate. This one county is the one that I'm the most concerned about, because they actually sieged it for me. And I do think it's time to go squash that army. 8th and 23rd. It's pretty quick. Yeah, we'll just have to chase him. Okay, but that means that we can split this army pretty safely since he's up north. Okay, well I'm going to take a break here, and in the next video we will end this first war, and then immediately start gobbling up everyone around us. So it will be great. I will see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.